Hello, and here we are, back at Perfectly Paranormal, episode 169. My name's Anna Schmidt, and I'm here every week to share with you true paranormal encounters and information about devils, demons, and dark energy beings that no one else talks about. And today I have a listener's comments episode where you can hear what types of paranormal happenings scare people the most and see if you can relate to any of them. People often enjoy sharing their supernatural experiences with me. Whether they're spooky or not, people are just fascinated that someone else is willing to listen and not judge them. And also, too, telling me about the paranormal tactics that freak them out the most. So I thought, why not do a whole episode exposing the most common paranormal tactics that freak people out? Now, paranormal beings, as we know, affect people in different ways. I'm not going to go over it all now because you would have heard it all in previous episodes. But they do have a typical MO, and they use these same things because we have been brainwashed to expect entities to behave in certain ways. And they know what we expect, so they give it to us, so they then feed off what we create. The emotional imprints, the trauma imprints, the drama, and all the reactions that we give them. So many of these tactics appear on this list today. And I'm going to leave the number one most frightening tactic until last. So you'll have to hang in there to hear what that is. We came up with 7 tactics that ranked the highest. There's bound to be many others, but there's always, like I said, there's the typical MOs that these entities use. So we're going to start with number 7 on our list. Now, this one didn't get much of a response at all when I asked people. And it is having an item fall or fly off a bench or table. Now, this is interesting because many times I get clients calling me specifically to book in for a property clearing because they are having items moving around the house, going missing, paintings falling off walls, photo frames falling over, doors slamming, lots of items moving for no reason. But this one didn't really feature on the list. It may have depended on the people that I spoke to. But anyway, so number 6, this one didn't get much of a response either. Seeing dark wafting shapes for no rational reason. Visual sightings, I am finding with most people now that visual sightings of paranormal beings, whether it be spirits, whether it be demonic entities, don't seem to scare people that much anymore. I think we've all become quite desensitized in many ways, and the entities are having fewer tactics to get the responses that they want. Or is it, on the other end of the scale, the people are just becoming more used to entities being in the environment and don't take any notice? Many of my clients now aren't as frightened of these entities as they used to be, because when I explain about who they are, why they're there and what they're doing, they're like, oh, is that all? Now, number 5, a few people shared this one with me, and I can totally relate to it. The living scare me more than the dead. I have to totally agree with these people. Living people are far more dangerous and can do you far more physical harm than what any entities or spirits can do. Spirits are doing it to get your attention. They might poke you or prod you or push you a little bit to go, hey, I'm trying to get your attention. I want to give you a message. And the entities, depending on whether they're summoned entities or just freelance entities, are going to try and frighten you to get an emotional reaction. So just don't give it to them. But living people, I would say, I actually use this saying sometimes myself, that the living are far more dangerous than the dead. So number 4 on our list, another listener shared, great question. The hauntings themselves don't scare me. This is what this lady said. But the repercussions of those assisting with demonic cases can be quite severe. This can be incredibly scary for the uninitiated. Now, the general population, they don't realise how dangerous demonic entities can be. I mean, they see them in the movies, they see what they do, what Hollywood does with them. Some of that is quite close to the truth, and a lot of it's fancy, a lot of it's exaggerated to get the adrenaline rushes, to get the money in the box office tickets. You know how it works. It's all about making money, and people love to be frightened. But the thing is, with demonic entities, they will tolerate clergy who are trained in clearing them from people. They'll tolerate people like me, who I class myself as an energy worker, because I treat them with respect. I don't hurt or harm them, don't do anything with them actually. I just remove their food from locations and people, and away the entities go. Because people are an energetic food source. That is simply what we are to these beings. We are energy. They feed off the negative energy that we create. But some people, the people out there who live in ego, they go on ghost hunts. They call themselves demon slayers. They often feel the sharp end of the demonic stick, as I call it, because the entities don't like people who are an ego. Anyone that calls himself a demon slayer is just purely working from ego. But they do love, what they told me many, many years ago, is that they call some people who dabble in the paranormal, who dabble in doing clearings, they call them fresh meat. Because these people got no life experience, they've got no understanding, and the textbooks don't teach you how these beings behave. They can give you an outline, but they don't give you all the information. Well, they don't give you enough information to be able to live safely. You have to learn that yourself. And the repercussions from upsetting these entities can be brutal. Seriously, our human bodies, our mental and emotional states, and our sleep patterns, we just can't cope. We're not designed to deal with demonic entities. So I do love the answer that lady gave to the question. So number 3, one dear friend of mine, God lover, said that everything about the paranormal scares her. So she avoids it as much as possible. And I think that is a very smart move. She knows her limits and she doesn't get involved in it. She's got no curiosity in it at all. It's the dabblers that we were talking about in number 4, the people that go looking for it, people that say, possess me now, because they want to experience possession. I mean, really, that's seriously stupid. I've talked about it a lot in the past. You don't put out the invitation, because they will come knocking. Now, number 2, this one ranked second highest, obviously, because it's number 2. Hearing scary whispering and no one is there. Now, this is like most freaky of a night time. I've heard whispering during the day and I just assume it's spirits or, I don't know, someone's calling me from beyond. Could be one of the archangels trying to get my attention. But of a night time when everything is quiet and you're settling down to go to sleep and all of a sudden you hear someone whispering your name. Like when you're in that sleep state, if you live in a place that's very quiet of a night time, you can hear everything. The possums on the roof, the cats fossicking around outside. We have a lot of people with animals here. And the dog next door is barking and you hear everything. And your mind can sometimes play tricks. Now, I'm sure that spirits and dark entities really do have a giggle when we jump after hearing whispering words coming from unseen entities. This is what one lady wrote in the comments. She said that the most frightening thing was feeling her bedding being tugged on during the night and someone whispering her name. She said she woke up and no one was there. Now, for some people, that can be really traumatizing. If you know your doors are locked and you know that there's no one else in the house or the kids are asleep, the partner's asleep, you know the situation. Just tell yourself that it's just some random spirit wandering through the house saying your name. Because spirits do come and go. They just come in, they observe us, they leave again. Or it might be a family member leaving a message, or you know how it works. But they're generally not going to harm you. But if that's what's going to get a reaction from you, they will whisper your name and they will do it when you're in the shower, when you're getting up of a morning, when you're going to bed of a night time, when you're wandering to the toilet in the middle of the night, half asleep, and you're sitting there and all of a sudden you hear your name. That would be most freaky. Now, number 1, this is the last one for today. This got the most responses, and this was in person. This was through emails, through messages, and through a post I put on my Facebook page. And you're going to understand why. Being touched, pushed, bruised, or scratched. It seems to be that the physical contact from entities is what frightens people the most. Now, a friend of mine wrote, "This affects me the most because there's no respect for space. The spirits want you to know that it's present, or it might be a demonic entity, and they will just deliver it in the way that they know will get your attention." And she says that I wouldn't use the word scared, more like annoying. So for some people it's annoying to be touched or to be pushed, but it depends on where you are. I mean, if you're at the top of the stairs and they're pushing you, that's not a good thing. Mostly spirits. I'll give you an example. When I used to do a lot of spirit clearing, they would be around me all the time. And I have to say, no, we just can't do it like this. It is not working. It is too much on my brain. I can't cope and I can't get things done. So I said, please come in the morning when you see me, open my purple folder and we'll do half an hour of spirit clearing. And that's it, every day. Now, sometimes I get up, and as you know, we're humans. We're thinking about all the things we're going to do during the day, today, tomorrow, the next day, Christmas, Easter, birthdays, kids at school, whatever. The car needs a new tyre. And I'd be sitting at my desk and I'd forgotten to do the spirit clearing. So what they would do would be to give me a very gentle squeeze on the upper part of my right arm. That's what we organised as a reminder for me to help them. And I would feel that very gentle squeeze. And I'd go, oh, sorry, I forgot. Let's do it now. And I would just stop what I'm doing and I would give them their clearing time. So that didn't bother me because I'd organised that and I'd set that up as something that they could use to get my attention. Or it could be demonic entities, because sometimes demonic entities will push people. I mean, I've been pushed down my back stairs in my house. I've been poked, pushed, prodded, hit with electric shocks. A lot of the magic entities, the summoned beings, like to use electric shocks to get your attention. I just don't give them anything now. I feel it and I'm like, is that all you got? Doesn't bother me in the slightest. But depending on what people's personal triggers are when it comes to the paranormal is what is going to frighten you. But just remember, you are in control. It's your body. It is your space in your home. And you can simply say to them, excuse me, you're not affecting me. Please leave. Leave now. Don't come back. You don't affect me in any way. So I talk about in some of my previous episodes using the poker face, which is totally unemotional. You don't show them the emotions in your face. You don't feel the emotions in your body. That's for the summoned entities, but also for the freelance entities who used to love to push me in bed. I nearly got rolled across the bed one night. Luckily I sleep by myself, otherwise it would have really freaked out the other person. It was so funny. And I'm a big girl, like seriously, I'm nearly 6'2" and I'm about 85 kilos. So it takes a lot to give me a shove that is going to roll me across the bed. And I was nearly awake, so I wasn't in a dream state. And it wasn't sleep paralysis. It was just simply, I was just lying there thinking, because I only sleep a few hours a night and then I spend the rest of the time thinking about what I'm doing the next day. And I was just lying there thinking about things. And then I got this big shove. It's just what they do. They're trying to find the ways to trigger you the most. So in episode 170, I have some rather heart-wrenching, very personal paranormal experiences shared by Dot. She's an avid podcast listener from my YouTube channel. Now, Dot has an exceptional psychic knowing, a psychic intuitiveness, an energetic connection to human spirits, but also spirits of the animal kingdom. And I found her experiences totally fascinating, and she did give me permission to share them with you. So please join me next week to hear what Dot has to say about how she experiences the paranormal world around us. So thank you for joining me today, and don't forget, if you want to share a paranormal experience just with myself, or you would like me to share one of your experiences through my podcast, you can do a voice recording, or you can write out your experience and I will read it exactly as you have written. You can email me at spiritualbeing44@gmail.com. And for information on paranormal house clearing, you can visit my website, Spiritual Being. You will find the address in the description box. And I look forward to sharing this spooky space again with you next week. And remember, life is perfectly paranormal.